Hi, this is Trey Passer, and this is my movie review of Immortals with spoilers. Okay, this movie stars Henry Cavill, Mickey Rourke, Frida Penta, and Stephen Dorff. Okay, this movie review is gonna have spoilers in it, and let me just say I was looking forward to this movie. I saw the trailer months ago, and this is from the producers of 300. So, and if anybody's been watching my channel, they know how much I absolutely love 300. It's one of my, it's got to be in my top 25 movies of all time. Just I absolutely love 300. So I was looking forward to this, and of course, with Henry Cavill being charged, he's going to be the new Superman in the Zack Snyder Man of Steel movie that's coming out in 2013. So of course, and plus it has Mickey Rourke, who I love too. So of course I had to see this, and it's gonna, also it was in 3D. See, here's my 3D glasses. Okay, I kept this for the amount they charge for this. I kept it. Okay, I know you're supposed to return these in the recycle, but hey, for the money they charge for the 3D, I'm keeping them. Okay, and this is my ticket stuff there. I don't know if you can see that good enough. Let's see now. Get to focus. Doesn't focus. Pull it back there. Focus. Yeah. Immortals. It says Immortals. F is us. RPX Immortals 3D. Okay, so I did see it in 3D. Okay, and this story is basically about a mad king, King Hyperion, played by Mickey Rourke. His goal, he's a mad king because what he's doing is actually amassing an army, and he's marching through Greece because he's looking for a thing called Emperor's Bow. I think I pronounced this right. Emperor's Bow. That's supposed to a weapon of mass, immense power. That's supposed to help him free the Titans. And who are the Titans? You would say they're the parents of the Greek gods. Zeus, Hera, Athena. They're the parents of those guys. Who they defeat. The Greek gods defeated them and imprisoned them in the mountains of. In the mountain of, I think the mountain is called Tartarus. Mount Tartarus. That's where they imprisoned the Titans in there, of course, and they go show a great opening shot of them in a nice gold, looks like a golden cage, and they're chained, like by the mouth and by the arms, all up together, and it's like a mass of Titans. Okay, and they're kept there, and of course, like I said, Mad King Hyperion, played by Mickey Rourke, wants to free them to create havoc, because he's mad at the gods because he's cursing the gods because apparently his family got sick and they didn't get better, and he cursed the gods for not getting them better, of course. So let me just first say Mickey Rourke was absolutely great as King Hyperion. He's absolutely nuts, and there's a couple of scenes I'll talk about later that proves he's absolutely nuts. Okay, and he just embraced the role. Okay, now Henry Cavill plays Theseus, who's a man who doesn't believe in gods. He doesn't, or they call him a man with no faith. Of course, his mother is very religious, and I think the way they explain his parentage in the story, they said a character explains it, saying that he was his mother was raped by a bunch of villagers, I guess, and became pregnant. And of course, Theseus is a bastard, but of course he's being watched over by Zeus, who, like, if you read any of the Greek stories, Zeus liked to come to the earth and disguise himself as a human and interact with humans. And apparently that's what he does. And the character of John Hurt, I forgot to mention that John Hurt's in the movie. He plays the old man who, I guess, kind of mentors Theseus, gives him lessons how to sword fight, and gives him lessons in life and stuff. And but in reality, he's really Zeus, who's watching over, who he's watching over, because he thinks he'll be the one to stop the Mad King, Hyperion, from freeing the Titans. Of course, and there's also an ancient law that says the Titans, the Greek gods can't get involved in mankind, at least not directly. Okay, and let me just say the special effects and the fighting sequences in this movie are absolutely fantastic. What's lacking in this movie is the storyline is not as good. Like I said, at least in 300 there was a point, the guy that was I forget the guy who was trying to take over all of Greece, and of course, and the Spartans had to stop him, basically, from to protect their way of life and to protect all of Greece. Even though they were outnumbered, they had to they had a focused goal, and you actually believe in King Leonidas, had a stated purpose, to do what he did. In this movie, the message is kind of muddled. The script and the character development is great. I mean, Mickey Rourke, you understood his motivation because he actually explains it in the beginning of the movie, why he's doing what he's doing, because he curses the gods for, like I said, his family dying. And but Henry Cavill, who's supposed to, a man of no faith, who plays Theseus, supposedly has no faith, and supposedly he gains faith, but they don't really kind of show how he turns. You don't actually see the turn. I mean, he actually just all of a sudden he just goes and starts. Of course he's well, actually, let me back that up a bit. He does. I guess he has individual motive, but not motive that you think, oh, okay, he's going to rally the troops and stuff. That kind of motive. I mean, I guess to fight for the greater good. I guess. And when I say he has personal motive, because actually the Mad King Hyperion kills his mother in front of him. Okay, but anyway, let me get to what I liked about this movie. Like I said, the fighting sequences, like I said, they do this kind of stop motion thing, and the special effects in the 3D was absolutely great. And Henry Cavill was fantastic. And let me just say that again. I don't find any fault with his performance. He did the best we could, but I felt his character was severely underwritten. But I have no problem with him, and I'm actually looking forward to him now that I saw him in this action. Looking forward to seeing him as Superman. I think because he does have a presence, and you actually believe in. Like I said, there's a part towards the end of the movie where he gives a speech to kind of rally the troops to fight against King Hyperion and his army, and which I actually liked. And a lot of people, and I read critics to say that the speech was not inspiring, but to me, I kind of liked the speech, and I actually liked it. There's a great shot, after he inspires the troops, that he jumps down in front of them and he leads them, down this long hallway. Not a hallway. It's like I guess a cave entrance. Not cave entrance. It's like a long runway thing to fight King Hyperion's troops. And you see him after he makes the speech and he jumps down and he has his sword and he has you see him like jogging in place. And I like the way they shot it. And you see the army behind him, like sort of like the slow jogging, and you just see them. And then all of a sudden they run into the King Hyperion's army and they just start fighting. And you see him go through like 10 men and just slice and dice and spear through them and pull it out and just twirl around. It just absolutely, I love the way that was shot. That was absolutely fantastically shot. And let me explain. Frida Penta, who's in this movie, who's absolutely gorgeous. She plays and she's a key part of this movie because she's I'm gonna say psychic. She's a psychic who can see the future, and she's the one that predicts, that Theseus is going to do all these great things, and of course, she has she falls for Theseus, of course, and of course, but like I said, she's okay in the movie, and Stephen Dorff, who's in it, he plays like I guess a buddy of or a fellow slave of Theseus, and he's like kind of comic relief in this movie actually because he has a lot of funny lines and stuff, and he's okay in the movie. But like I said, the fight sequences are great, and there's another great fight sequence toward the end of the movie where actually there's three sequences going all at once towards the end of the movie, where you see the army fighting King Hyperion's army and Theseus' army. They're fighting each other. Meanwhile, Theseus and King Hyperion are fighting. They're fighting each other in the chamber. And then you also see, it's a great shot after the Titans actually get freed. King Hyperion actually frees them, and you see them. They scamper out and they look like these little mad. They look like mad demons actually. And all of a sudden you see a big shot where the Greek gods all come down. It's beautifully shot, and they have this gold armor and stuff on. They all come down. Zeus, Athena, I think Poseidon, and a couple of other gods they don't really name, and they all come down in a fast shot. And then they just have this epic fight sequence, which is probably going to look great on Blu-ray. And they're just actually just back and forth, killing each other left and right. And like I said, this movie's good. I mean, like I said, I wasn't disappointed. Story-wise, I was kind of disappointed because, like I said, Theseus's motive wasn't, how he turned. Like, you didn't see how he went from non-believer all the way to believer. I mean, they try to get you there by, by having the psychic, Frida Penta, I forgot her character's name, but by having her, have these visions and stuff and telling him he's that she sees him, doing these great things, and you kind of get the hint that maybe, I mean, he starts to believe her, I guess, after they, after he finds the sword, because he doesn't, that legendary weapon, excuse me, the Emperor's bow, that, that's supposed to be, is up to that point is just a legend, but he actually finds it. He actually finds it first, Theseus, and so I guess you can kind of get that leap that he does believe. He slowly gets there, but they don't kind of show it to me enough. I mean, it's not the storyline. It's not clearly defined to me. Okay, but like I said, I still enjoy the movie. Like I said, there's great. The cinematography is great in there, and like I said, Henry Cavill did a good job of what he had, had to do. I mean, I think he's a good actor, and he has a good screen presence. And like I said before, I'm looking forward to seeing him as Superman, because I think he can carry a movie. And like I said, Mickey Rourke though is absolutely crazy and outstanding in this movie. I mean, there's a couple. Like I said, there's a part to it. Remember when I was going to tell you some of the crazy thing he does? He's like, there's a part in the beginning of the movie where he breaks into the temple where all the psychics are. There's like 4 of them, and only one of them is really, Peter Prentice character is the psychic that can see, see the future, and knows where the Emperor's bow is. So he's, of course, that's why he captures them, and he wants them to tell him, of course, but he can't. He supposedly can't harm them, okay? But he's still trying to find out from them where it is, okay? And there's a part where Peter Prentice's character, they escape. They escape with the help of Theseus, and they escape with her, and the 3 remaining psychics, they get brought to Mickey Rourke's character and King Hyperion, and they try to get them to say who, which one is the psychic, that can tell him where the Emperor's bow is, and they don't tell him. They all claim to be the one, and then all of a sudden, but late, you don't see what he does to them until actually later, when Theseus and Peter Prentice's character, they come back to the chamber after Mickey Rourke's character has left, and they actually see them. He actually put them in a golden calf, and he was boiling them alive. He was actually physically boiling them alive. Okay, that's just one of the sick things he does. And like I said before, he made this one traitor guy that tried to join his army. He turned the guy into a eunuch, and another guy that gave him bad information. Gave him bad info. Gave him bad news basically about Theseus and the psychic escaping, and he actually, sliced the guy's throat. So Mickey Rourke was just a cold bastard, but he was very good at it. And like I said, the fight between him and Theseus, Henry Cavill, in the chamber was absolutely epic. I mean, they were doing like wrestling moves, and it's just a brutal fight. And like I said, the Greek gods fighting. There's another great sequence too. I forgot to mention. I want to mention this one. Great sequence towards the end of the movie where Theseus, Henry Cavill, and they break into the they go back to when they break into the chamber to where the temple, and they're and actually well, a guy that's with them, I think a priest that's with them, who cut his tongue out rather than reveal where the Emperor's bow is. He rushes to try to rescue, because he gets mad because they defiled the temple, and he runs into an ambush basically, and Theseus, and they're about to get slaughtered basically, and then all of a sudden you see the gods come down. They come down in a flash. 2 gods, I think it's Poseidon. No, not Poseidon. I think it's another god, not Poseidon, and Athena. They come down into the chamber, and of course they just absolutely obliterate. They show it in beautiful slow motion in 3D, where they just obliterate the guards that they're getting ready to kill Theseus, and they just absolutely obliterate them in like 8-10 moves, where they split their heads, split them down the middle. This absolutely destroys them, and of course that violates Zeus's edict about the gods not interfering in humanity. And of course he comes down and he takes a whip, a golden whip, and just spins around and just absolutely kills the god that interfered in the affairs of mankind. So that was great. Like I said, sorry for that quick edit. I had to cut out a little bit because I was ramming a little bit, and I had to make sure this video was less than 15 minutes. Okay, so sorry for that quick edit, but you get the basic gist of what I said. Like I said, it's a notch below 300. Okay, but I still enjoyed it, and I would definitely recommend it. So let me know what you think of the movie, and feel free to leave comments and rate the video. And this is Shay Paz to say so long and take care.